everyone, I'm Tamara Banks and welcome to From Moment to Movement. Today we're going to speak to Taranika Bell. Again, you've met her before with the Southern Poverty Law Center, the director for the state of Georgia. Today we're going to talk about the great work they're doing in an area called Westside in Atlanta. Welcome back, YT.
Yeah, Tamara, thank you so much for having me back. Initially, when we talked about SPLC being in community, organizing, mobilizing, and letting the community lead our efforts to inform our decisions as an organization. And now I get the pleasure and honor to talk to you specifically about our work in action in community, where we're working with community, not on behalf of community, and co-designing with community in regards to addressing some of the issues that they're facing. On the West Side specifically, this has contributed so much to the civil rights movement, art, business, and the culture in Atlanta. And so, as SPLC, we also understand that this community has been de-invested in and underinvested in, and resources have been extracted for decades. And as a result of that, we've decided to make a long-term investment in Atlanta West Side, specifically in the English Avenue community, where we're co-designing campaigns, we're doing educational sessions about the issues that they care about, and we are empowering community to use their power to change the outcomes that they desire in their community.
You mentioned that the West Side has this great history. It sounds pretty unique and just a really special place. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, so it's a very special place. I mean, currently, when we talk about the West Side, we know looking at the demographic data, it is majority Black and brown individuals, but it's also outpacing as it relates to poverty and crime, and trailing the rest of the city as it relates to education and health outcomes. And so these challenges are being addressed by the numerous organizations and community leaders that reside actually in that community. So they have a rich history and tradition of organizing and mobilizing to address the issues or the injustices that they are facing. And we as SPLC just want to be an asset and a tool in the community to further move these measures along.
Okay. All right. Well, let's take a closer look at what the Southern Poverty Law Center is doing in Westside Atlanta.
Atlanta's West Side is one of the ATL's most historic neighborhoods, a post-Civil War haven for formerly enslaved people, and the neighborhood where Dr. King's family home is located. Despite its historic legacy, Atlanta's West Side has suffered decades of economic decline. The West Side is a microcosm of what has become prevalent throughout Georgia, a perpetual cycle of poverty in certain communities. According to the Georgia Department of Education, more than 646,000 public school students are Black. That's 40% of the public school student population. To break the extreme cycle of poverty, the Southern Poverty Law Center is working with Black and brown communities to increase their understanding of their own political, economic, and social power.
You know, SPLC has a phrase, apathy is not an option.
Kai Harris is the Associate Director of Outreach for the Southern Poverty Law Center in the Westside Atlanta office.
You know, everything that we do is at the invitation of community.
SPLC is relatively new to Atlanta's West Side, but they're already working with community members and nonprofits.
You know, our team is really focused on moving at the speed of trust and ultimately working, locking arms and marching alongside the community and not being at the forefront speaking on their behalf. You know, for us, again, community leaders approached us and said, hey, you know, if you're interested in making an intentional long-term investment in this community, this is the issue that we need your support around.
Taking this charge from the community, we immediately executed on the Westside Summer Leadership Institute in partnership with That's My Child, Create Your Dreams, and Helping Empower Youth, which are all organizations that have been doing the work on the West Side. And so the goal of this institution was to develop an opportunity for young people in our community to sustain themselves financially while investing in their education, to build a pipeline of future community change agents.
Everything from legal expertise to developing talking points. The Southern Poverty Law Center is working with the Westside community to amplify the message the community wants to drive forward.
Because they have done what organizations like ours want these bigger right entities to do, which is to not come in with all the answers, to come in, get to know folks. What are you doing well? How can we support it? But also, what can we learn from it?
Casey Bennings is the co-founder of HEY, Helping Empower Youth, one of the organizations doing great work in the community already. She welcomes the support from the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Well, this work is personal to me. I grew up on the south side of Atlanta, a community that is obviously unique in its own right. I think, I'm a product of people investing their time and labor into me to help me find my voice and, find my role in the movement.
A movement to redirect energy and resources back to schools and young people.
They build businessmen, they build entrepreneurs, they build people that they know gonna make a change in the world.
In Atlanta's Westside, Tamara Banks for From Moment to Movement.